Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and I thought we could talk a little bit about Darkseid's new Furies. Well, we got that final episode of Young Justice Phantoms, and the story itself closed up rather nicely. But if you stuck around through the credits, we got an awesome and very interesting post-credit scene. Now, in case you haven't seen it yet, the post-credit scene focused on Darkseid, and he was being introduced to two of Granny's newest Furies. Now, if you don't know who the Furies are, Granny Goodness has a band of female villains that do her bidding and inflict pain on whoever she tells them to. Now, throughout the course of the season, we were teased with one of them, but the second one was a big surprise. Now, during the Satana arc, we actually saw Mary Bromfeld kind of break down emotionally and mentally. After several mishaps with her powers and some interactions with her teammates that were less than positive, Satana actually gave her the boot from the squad. This obviously went over very poorly with Mary, and by the end of that episode, we heard a voice telling her to say the magic word. Now, you know that magic word is Shazam, and when she turns into that character, she no longer has full control of her body or even her mind, and that appears to be exactly what happened. Now, more interestingly, that person encouraging her was Granny Goodness, and during this post-credit scene, she was introduced as Black Mary. Now, we speculated for a while that she was going to become this character, and she has indeed become the evil version of herself, very similar to the comics. She also took up that classic black costume, which I'm really hoping for this season 5 because I want to see where they take that particular character. Now, I guess the sad part about it is Mary was supposed to be introduced a long time ago, but she never made it into the show until this season. She actually was on the team during that lost era that we've talked about a few times, and we didn't really get to know her until the Zatanna arc this year. I actually hope if we follow her in future seasons, we see her battle back to the quote-unquote light side and return to standing side by side with the heroes like she did in the comics. Now, the second one was also very interesting and a long-time fan-demanded character, which is Kara Zor-El. Now, many of us know Kara Zor-El as Supergirl, and she's been one of those people that many have asked where she is in the Young Justice universe. We've never even had a tease of the character, and now we know why. She was apparently in the Phantom Zone, and honestly, this begs a lot of questions about this version of Kara. Why was Kara actually sent to the Phantom Zone? You don't age while you're in the zone, and Kara appeared to be fully grown, meaning she was sent to the Phantom Zone after she became an adult. Was she sent to the zone for some sort of punishment, or on a mission maybe to rescue other Kryptonians and she was stranded there? This begs a lot of questions and really makes me wonder if this particular version of Kara is not a good character. One thing we should consider about Supergirl is the fact that she was trapped in the Phantom Zone. Given what happened with Superboy and how General Zod was able to mess with his psyche and the psychological and emotional stress of being in the zone, she very well could be under a similar spell that befuddled Connor, leading her to a mental state that's really not the character that she is. This is obviously a question we haven't had answered yet, but it's likely a detail that will be revealed by Greg Weisman and team should we get to see more of the character. Now, we have seen some variations of Kara in the comics. She even became a Red Lantern one time. But what Greg Weisman and crew intend on doing with this character, we really have no idea. There's obviously some other aspects of comic books that could be used to create an evil Supergirl, such as Red Kryptonite. So there are multiple narrative functions they could set up to make her evil, or even maybe be turned evil once she was inside the Phantom Zone. But this just adds to the large stack of questions. Now, both of these characters are really good reason for all of us to want a Season 5. We've been talking a long time about using those Young Justice hashtags, Renew Young Justice Season 5, and Save Earth 16. We're obviously not going to get any answers to these questions unless we get a Season 5, and we really need to do our part so that we make sure we find out. Me personally, I really want to know what's going on here. Now, hopefully once Season 5 drops, they will be the focus of several stories. Fans have been demanding Kara for a long time, and to finally have her show up in just a post-credit scene and get nothing else will leave a lot of people pretty disappointed. Now, obviously, if we get any new news on Season 5 of Young Justice, or maybe even these two characters showing up in that Young Justice Targets comics, which we're going to cover heavily here, we're going to bring it to you right away. But until then, I gotta know what you guys think. How did you feel about Supergirl and Mary Bromfeld joining up with Darkseid's Furies under Granny Goodness? And Do you believe the Supergirl that went into the Phantom Zone was already a villain, or on some kind of other mission and just eventually got corrupted by the Zone just like Superboy? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.